Are back for another video with Data Zero. So I had a few people super chat me during the live stream and I asked about a video for DWAC. So here is the DWAC video everyone wanted. Here it is. So I'm going to look at DWAC, guys. I'm not promoting the stock. I'm not saying buy the stock. This is not financial advice. I'm not a financial advisor. Let's go ahead and hop in the charts and see what we have going on. So this is just my opinion on DWAC. It has a overall upwards channel right here. So we have an overall uptrend. Alligator is showing momentum here on the 4-hour time frame. We do have a bearish flip on the MACD. So you want to keep that in mind. We have a bearish flip on the MACD. And if you really wanted like a stretch, if you wanted to stretch, you could kind of do like an ascending triangle. It's more of a, not an ascending triangle, but if you wanted to stretch for it, you could definitely do an ascending triangle. So again, you want to watch for this break to the downside. Now, if DWAC can hold above $15.50, $15.50, there is a little bit of a gap fill here, and it will get filled. You guys see this gap fill here. You guys will see DWAC return back to the upside. Okay, so as long as it holds this overall range down here, staying above 1480 at the absolute lowest, 1480 at the absolute lowest, you're gonna see DWAC make a pop to the upside. Now, there's also possible catalysts, like again, if Trump becomes president. I'm not saying I want to endorse Trump or anything like that. I'm just saying if this were to happen, then DWAC would go flying. Or if Trump did do the Truth Social thing and that was what he's doing, then DWAC would go flying. So if, say, DWAC is the Truth Social, what that's going to go through, then it's going to go flying. And then if Trump became president, this would absolutely go flying. So that's just something I'm looking at. This is a speculative play, but again, there's also 9% short interest on it, 9% short interest on DWAC, 19% cost to borrow. So cost to borrow is sitting at 19% on DWAC. And we do have a little bit of FTDs. So you are seeing a little bit of signs of shorts, like a possible short squeeze. So I don't want to say it's not possible to see a short squeeze from the stock. If it gets above this 1750 mark and stays above 1750, you're going to see this thing make a push to at least 18 to 20 bucks at minimum. Maybe even this $25 level, but if it can stay above 1750 and use that as support, confirm it as support. You see how it broke above it, but it wasn't able to use it as support. It got rejected from it, so it's coming back down. If it's able to get above it and stay above it, you're going to see this thing push to at least 18 to 25 bucks. Or 18 or 20 bucks at minimum, and then maybe even this $25 high. So that's what I'm looking for DWAC. It does look like it is breaking down from this channel right now, so this would be more of an ascending triangle you guys see, or a channel. Either way, it's still breaking to the downside. So you want to look, because it looks like momentum on the larger time frames is starting to shift to the downside. It looks like we're starting to see a little bit of pullback, and it looks like it's going to have to come back and retest at least $15, but maybe this 1470 mark. You want to see it hold this 1470 mark, or it's going to come back down to at least $12. So if it can't hold 1470, it's going to hit like $12 or lower. So you don't want to see it break below that $14. If you are holding the stock, you might want to look at where you're at, because it needs to hold this previous range. You guys can see this range here. It needs to hold this previous range as support. You guys can see right here's a range, and then if I flip this on top, right here's a range. It needs to stay in this range, holding this range below it, holding this range down here as support. So this is what I'm looking at for DWAC. So this is what I'm looking at for DWAC, guys. Again, this is a stock that you guys asked me for, DWAC. So here I'm doing DWAC for you guys. Let's go ahead and check out a few other indicators on DWAC. So it's going to pop on the super trend. So you guys can see that you do have a buy signal here on the 4-hour time frame. So that is bullish. You want to look for a sell signal in this 4-hour time frame. It does look like it might be able to hold support. So again, if it breaks below this yellow line, you're going to see a hard push down. But if it can hold this level of support, it could continue up on this trend. This could be an ascending triangle, which sends it up to about $18 and has it come back down. But we do have a gap fill here, so that gap fill does look like it needs to get filled. But you do have multiple indications that we could see more bullish momentum. We have a fresh sell signal in the 1 hour time frame. So here on a smaller time frame, you are seeing momentum start to flip. So again, yeah, I would be looking for a bit of a pullback on this ascending triangle. So I'll give you guys an overall price path of what I'm expecting from DWAC. So basically a little bit of pullback, consolidation. Oh, there's a gap fill down here too on the daily time frame, which is at 425. So this is perfect. And then get a rally up. So this is most likely what's going to happen on DWAC in my personal opinion. So come down, fill this gap, and then rally up. Now, if you have a short squeeze, you could see something like this. This is just if you had a short squeeze for DWAC, you could see something like this. Say you hold support. You know, something like that. Or maybe something like this. Let me show you guys. And if you need to, pause the video, take screenshots, or whatever you need to do. But I do expect the stock to have bullish upside if it can maintain above its previous range, which is that 1425 zone. You guys can see. So it's probably going to come back down to fill this gap and then have a push to the upside, in my personal opinion. Maybe have a little bit more consolidation in this range. So you would see like a little bit of consolidation in this range before pushing up. But as long as it can stay above 1350, you guys will be good. 1350. 1350 is the absolute lowest you want to see this thing go. And again, if it can stay in like a squeeze mode and keep all of this momentum that it has, because a lot of people are talking about it, if it can see a lot of momentum like that, then you could see like a crazy squeeze move push up, but that's not very likely. You would have to have a lot of momentum. So this is like my most bullish scenario on it. If you see some type of like a lot of momentum come in, and or like the catalyst happens where you see Trump come in, because you are getting a daily MACD flip here. So you guys are getting like a lot of mixed signals for which way momentum is about to go. So you really need to hold the levels we are at right now. So if you're in DWAC, you really want to see it hold these $17 level, 16 at the lowest, because right now is a crucial point for it that it could get a big push up, because it's not oversold on our side, so it could get a big push up. So this is like my most bullish scenario for it, especially if it gets some type of catalyst. But if not, you're going to be coming back down to fill this gap, and that's something you're going to have to keep in mind. So this is what I'm talking about with DWAC. It is a high risk, high reward in my personal opinion, because it has already had a run up. If you're in it at 12 bucks, you're golden. So if you're in it at 12 bucks, you're golden. If you're in it at 13 bucks, you're golden, especially if you're below this gap fill, like you're golden. The gap fill is at about 14 bucks. So if you are in it below this, you're golden, you're Gucci, you're good. But if not, you gotta keep in mind that there's multiple gap fills down here. So there's a lot of risk. There's a lot of risk, especially if you're buying in now at these price points. Now, it is a possible play, again, if it can get above 17 and hold 17 as support to, again, push to 18 and 20. That's a quick play in and out for like that. I would say, you know, if it holds 17, quick play that you could do is play for under 17, or when you see it hold 17, play for 18 and 20. Quick play in and out. But other than that, high risk, high reward, especially if you're thinking about holding this. So this does have high reward. Again, $25. If it passes 25, it could go to the moon. By the moon, I mean 50, 30. Let's go ahead and see what previous supports we have. So yeah, like 30. if it passes this $25 mark, 30 and 50. You guys can see support at both of those ranges, 50, 52 to be exact, and 33 if it breaks 25. So this is my video on DWAC. High risk, high reward play, high upside reward, but high risk to the downside. So again, high risk, high reward, multiple gap fills to the downside. Be careful with this one. I talked about several ways you could play it, a quick in and out. If it breaks that 17 mark, if you are holding it, you want to watch it stay above at minimum $13. If not, it's a long way back down if it breaks 13.50. So there, that is your DWAC. Not endorsing this video, just letting you guys know this is for you guys. If you like the video, go ahead and press subscribe. As always, have fun, stay safe, make money. Peace out.